not think that those are consequences of inequality anywhere?
The West Berks Peace and Integration Forum met to discuss the refugee crisis and its root causes, particularly related to the situation in places like Syria. This was one of many events which are outlined in the new leaflet, which was also launched at this event. The leaflet states that our aim is to develop a welcoming, inclusive community where we can explore our similarities and differences within a culture of respect and trust. We aim to be open about our differences as well as our similarities. This makes for times of vibrant debate and challenge, which is exciting. The Who is My Neighbour event was introduced by Elena Verigo from Russia, and the first speaker was Shahzad Nadim, a local Muslim leader.
Russia as well. So you can see that this situation from the diplomatic perspective is an absolute nightmare. Where does Syria stand in terms of all this conflict? If you see, Syria is right up there on top of Israel. Jordan.
The truth is about the Middle East is, had there been no oil there, it would be like Africa. Nobody is threatening to intervene in Africa.
It's our moral responsibility. So who are the main losers of this? Well, obviously, the innocent people of Syria are huge losers in this. That's why events like this are integral in basing our efforts in solidarity and understanding.
Amina Khalid left Somalia at the age of 13 as a refugee with her family. She arrived in London not speaking any English.
I was constantly bullied. I was attacked. I was discriminated. I moved schools 4 times because of it in London, and we trained over 150 young and older Somalis in their communities to promote reconciliation, peace building, looking at issues affecting the family. And
to encourage debate, they are trying to show us the 2 sides of the equation. So we have Eloise to speak first, and then Kira. Thank you.
But currently, out of the 19 or so million refugees worldwide, only 126,000 live in the UK, which is just 0.19 of the total population, which is obviously a minuscule amount. And the current unemployment rate in the UK is 5.4%, which has actually went down since 2012 from 8.3%, which shows that obviously there's no correlation between refugees coming into the country and there being an unemployment rate. Another thing which I often hear is like the NHS
and the principals behind the UK health system may not speak English and may have complex healthcare requirements. So by accepting more refugees into the country, we add strain to our National Health Service. In September, we all obviously saw the horrific images of the young boy who died on the beach.
While it was saying, well, how am I supposed to get eternal life? And Jesus saying, well, you need to love the Lord your God with all your heart, your soul and your mind, and your neighbour as yourself. And the challenge from the Jewish leader came back, well, who is my neighbour? This man responded with compassion, and he allowed himself to be inconvenienced. Work out who your neighbour is, work out what your resources are. Don't harden your heart.
We'll get together. You can get together in groups. I would appreciate if you can have a good mix of people there with the groups, and pick up food, have a chit chat, talk about these 2 topics.
How are you?
Your videos will appear over there in a few.
I brought this with me, Refugee Key Facts Initiative. 80% of the world's refugees live in the poorest countries. Africa Asia and the Middle East between them host more than 3/4 of the world's refugees. The poorest parts of Britain are the places now that are taking the most asylum seekers.
6.5 hours later, myself, my 20-month-old little boy and my stepdaughter had sorted out sleeping bags into bags and this whole room full of things. So I got in contact with them, and in January I went out to Dunkirk. So you've got an area of Iranians, but not only have you got an area of Iranians, you've got normal Iranians, and then you've got Kurdish Iranians, and then you've got the Iranis, and then the Afghanis, and then the fittest. So you have to be as fair as you can, saying it's all about doing our little bit. But yeah.
We're a group of people that allows people of any opinion to come and share their opinion, and it's really important that everybody knows
New
them.
West Berkshire Council is going to take Syrian refugees.
Refugees have brought with them the traditional feuding which they...
Human traffickers will come from different countries and different parts of different countries.
Because that is their home, and when they hear the stories of myself and many more others, it really doesn't encourage them to come out.
Are the present EU negotiations improving that response? Thank you.
So all that response from the general population, that's been overwhelming. I've obviously talked to a number of people, and people are really doing a lot.
And similarly, when we're traveling, on a public transport, everyone geared to their mobile phones and stuff. No one knows who's sitting next to them, no one.
So I think it really depends on where you live and the circumstances which you live in.
Like actually relates back to why it's so important to have an event like this that gets people out, and people of all ages and all backgrounds, and to relate to each other and discuss.
She said 30, 40 years ago, this country was predominantly Christian. Now we've got the Muslims. Here you go.
What would you like people here to take away from today? You've got one sentence to say that.
And everyone who we touch with our kindness will be kinder to others, maybe.
Thank you so much. Some of you made journeys, and we've loved it, and it's been very, very interesting. Thank you for coming into our community, and this is a community. Thank you all for